Go.
What's up, Gamers for Peace? This is FPS Friday. I'm going to be your host, Coach Mash, FPS coach, Army vet of 8 years. We're going to quick go around and do some introductions because we got some stuff to talk about. Pretty upsetting news. Let's do intros. Zane, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Sincerely V, United States Marine Corps vet, Veterans for Peace member, Veterans for Peace digital organizer, Gamers for Peace community member, Gamers for Peace FPS team member. Happy to be here. I'm actually enraged. Not at the fact that I'm here, but at the stuff we're about to be talking about. So without further ado, I'm gonna toss this over to War Puppy.
Well, unlike you, I actually am enraged at the fact that I exist and I am here. However, I'm War Puppy. I also go by Alex on the server. VFP member, I guess streamer now, podcaster. If you're interested in anything, talk
Renaissance
socialism.
man.
Yeah, Renaissance man. If you're interested in socialism from a military perspective, check out the podcast Pillow Scream Radio. I co-host that with a few of my buddies. And yeah, FPS team member, ready to shoot some people in the name of peace. Here we go. I'll pass it over to, am I passing it? Krabby, are you a part of this, or you staying
I
quiet?
am a part of it. I just will not be playing with you guys. I am
All right.
totally ready to rep on this shit. Hey everyone, this Chance Krabby, but you guys can call me Krabby. Let's talk some shit. Oh
Do
my
it.
fucking god.
Yeah. Oh, so we
Yeah.
tried to shout out Pillow Scream Radio in the chat, but our bot is broken. So go check out Pillow Scream Radio on Spotify.
Pillow Scream Rodeo, I like
Pillow Scream Rodeo. That'd be a good episode. Pillow
I'm
Scream Radio.
imagining some like southwest town hosting a rodeo, except instead of like leading bulls around on leads, it's just like leading people around and all their pillows, just screaming endlessly into the void.
That got real Lovecraftian there for a minute.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it did.
You know what else is super Lovecraftian? A $753 billion defense budget.
I'm pretty
That's a great
sure.
segue. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Billion.
I can't comprehend that number. Can you repeat that number one more time for my brain?
753 billion.
That's 9 zeros.
That's 9 zeros.
It's almost to the trillion. We almost have a T on that number.
Is that how much money Biden has just proposed to dedicate to solving the crises of Americans or of the world, really? And like,
Nope.
That's not the pandemic response?
More wholesome in the heaven version of our reality, in which all decisions have been made in accordance with the best possible outcome for all of Americans. We have healthcare for all, and we have tuition-free college, and we don't even have to have the VA because all of the benefits associated with the VA are just given to every single citizen of this country. We don't have any foreign wars. We have complete peace. We have equity between all people, races, genders, ethnicities, religions. Or we could have $753 billion going to the fucking Department of Defense.
To do what? To do fucking what?
Yeah, to do just also for some context, I feel like this number is really important. So I want to just break down, if you haven't heard this before, 1,000,000 seconds. A million's a big number. 1,000,000 seconds is 11 days. 1,000,000,000 seconds is 31 years. That's how different these two numbers are.
Someone do some hasty math. What's 31 times 753?
31 times 753.
So we're at 23,000 years? Is that what we're at?
Yep, 23,343 years. You could spend. Yeah. Anyway, that's how many seconds. It's fucking obscene, right?
It's fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
753 000 000 000 000.
Now,
decimal 00.
Yeah. So some.
Wait, what?
he didn't cut the budget, he added to it. Yes, that's a super important thing, I think, here, is like, this is... Oh, God. Okay, so we added to President Donald Trump's fucking military budget. We added to it.
So, you know why we added to it? Just so that when Republicans win or when Daddy Trump comes back and spanks Biden because of Biden's lackluster response and Kamala Harris not ever doing anything, like when Trump comes back and spanks that, or Tom Cotton or the next populist strongman or Matt Gaetz,
who said he's running in 2024,
like who would insert whichever horrible ghoul. I don't have the words to express the vitriolic response that my body is fucking having as the bile is coming up in my throat as I list off these fucking names that are come back and spank Biden in 2024. But what? Like, it's so that we can hand them an even higher budget, the next madman, so that we can end the world, right?
Krabby and I had a legitimate conversation earlier today where we were questioning whether or not President Biden is just like a spoiler candidate for democracy at this point. Like, is this the false flag?
Dude, what you said, Nash, earlier about the Lovecraftian nightmare that we currently live in is the only way that I can describe it. Because if I try to envision why Biden did this, what does he gain from this? Like,
I think, well, he's a
what do
guy,
Democrats gain from this? What does anybody gain from this? Why the fuck are we doing this? Trying to comprehend the machinations of the logic that went into increasing the DoD budget is like, it's like gazing upon the face of Cthulhu and having your mind torn apart because you can't understand it.
I have another one. $13 billion that could have been going to another stimulus check. Another fucking stimulus check.
Or any.
Could have gone out.
Literally anything. Literally, this any money spent on not war it's always going to a better place.
I would rather, all that money.
I would rather the Biden administration buy $13 billion worth of. You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna talk about drugs and stuff, but that'd probably be a bad joke. Anyway, the point is, it's ridiculous. It's
Nerf guns.
Nerf guns.
They could hand $13 billion to whoever is just like closest within reach of them. Maybe the first homeless person that they see.
And it would be a better use of the money.
That homeless person would immediately just go blow $13 billion. I mean, the local economy would be better off for it. It'd be a nice injection of cash into a struggling town. And it would be a better use of money than $13 billion going to some fucking DoD contractor so we can continue filling up our fucking connexes with a bunch of shit that all our soldiers have to inventory. And then that's it. It just sits in that connex for the entirety of its existence until it stops working because it melted from the heat of the fucking connex, and then some fucking XO or some fucking E4 has to go get rid of it somehow. That's the only...
And the fucking cycle continues. And all that fucking bullshit ends up destroying the environment. The cycle goes round and round.
So how much more, like, what's that a percentage increase, right? $13 billion to a $740 billion budget? Whatever percentage that is. Like, is that how much is the missiles going to Israel? Or, like, how much more we're going to give to Israel for missiles? In secret deals, because we just gave them how many million dollars? Wasn't it like another $750 million number? Thank you, Krabby. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Who knows what these...
I swear to fucking God, if they just took simple math and they went, oh, we're giving Israel $753 million in missiles, so that means that we can do, add a zero to that, and that'll be our fucking budget. Or add 3 zeros to it, and that'll be our missile budget. I swear to God, if they just did some simple math, I'm raging and I'm going to flip my desk.
If we set up an Apex Legends style tournament, but in real life, and found out a way to make the guns not actually kill people, that would probably be a better use of our money.
Last year we gave them 5 mil.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
but we just there
No,
was
but
something in
something
the media
just
that we just
I am
recently did.
I
Yeah.
am reading down the list. I am just letting you know. Last year
Okay.
was 5 mil.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just don't know, man. Let me pivot back here for a second.
Whew. Sorry, that I'm just having some bodily rage. That
Yeah,
is like
it's angering, man, because we were all sold on this idea of like, you know, I mean, like, okay, we're gonna get away from this crazy over militant, you know, because hyper militarism is like one of the key components of fascism, right? The nationalistic strongman like thing that we've been doing in America, right? Like that's super not great, right? And we saw that really come to a head in the last 4 years, and we saw some of that come home to bite us. And what was the good old American response to that? Let's just lean into it some more, right? I mean, this is sort of what you expect from the guy whose solution to police brutality was train cops to shoot him in the leg,
I'm
right?
like so People Over Pentagon is a campaign of Veterans for Peace, and like
Thank you.
they've been doing excellent work in meetings
They put out all
things.
kinds of good stuff.
And the reason I bring this up is because in the, I've had the pleasure of sitting in like a committee meeting of that, like in my role as with Veterans for Peace, and at the time, and this is literally within the last since in the last 2 months, the response and expectation has been that Biden was going to keep the budget flatlined. Like he was publicly saying, and his administration and staff was putting it out that it's expected to be flatlined. We're not expecting an increase or a decrease. It's unacceptable, but it's going to be flatlined. Instead, today, he turns around and pivots to the number of $13 billion fucking dollars.
Yeah, I want to, if I can, I want to read People Over Pentagon's agenda because they're one of our campaigns, and I don't feel like they're asking for a lot. Like, you know, like a lot of times, I don't know. I feel like these are really like there's no such thing as common sense, but I feel like these are really no nonsense, simple proposals that make sense when you hear them said out loud, right? The three things that People Over Pentagon are pulling for is military spending to be reduced by $200 billion annually, which sounds like a lot, but when you consider that our military budget is bigger than the next 10 nations combined, and we live in a world where every, you know, first world country has, you know, decent military arms, I don't think it's, you know, too much of an ask. That would free up $2 trillion or more over the next decade for domestic and human need priorities. With those spending cuts, the Pentagon's budget would remain more than enough to keep America safe at a level well above the nation's post-World War II historical average, right? So, like, even if we cut that much, we would still be above our historical average for our budget. You know, the agenda for People Over Pentagon also includes asking the U.S. to not go to war without congressional authorization, right? And that Congress shouldn't authorize military action without revenues to pay for it.
Because that's explicitly outlined in the Constitution. Is that Congress who has the authority to declare war, and yet we have to have a fucking working group apparently that dedicated to just holding Congress to the Constitution concerning declaration of war. Like, hey, pretty please don't declare war unless the American people actually want it. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Hey, pretty please, even just pretend that you've read the defining document of the government that you supposedly adhere to the rules of.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
And then
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
Okay,
yeah,
sorry, I have to do a hasty restart. Apex is crashing on me, so I'll be back on. Should only take me a couple seconds.
No problem.
No problem.
And their third point is the third part of their agenda is to by adhering to our values and promoting international cooperation, we can prevent war, address the underlying cause of conflicts, and meet humanitarian imperatives. Because essentially what we're saying when we put this much money into the war like machine like we do, like America does all the time, always has, is that we want to solve all our problems with a big old stick. Right? I mean, because ultimately, when you spend this much on defense, when you know what I mean, like, Every negotiation America walks into, the first thing we do is put a gun on the table.
What?
Am I wrong?
No.
The whole world knows that, like, we're the military might, right? Like, that's what we do. We're just like, yes, America. They go in there and shove rifles in everybody's face if they don't agree with it. If you're a third world nation and you do something that America doesn't like, be careful, because they might stage a coup in your country, kill your leadership, and, like, install a puppet dictator.
I want to know what that $13 billion is earmarked for. Like I'm looking out over the state of affairs. I'm racking my brain over the last week in this hellscape of a world we live in right now. Headlines and I try to think about what threats we're facing that warrant $753 billion with a B dollars, which is a 13 billion with another B increase, right? I'm trying to fathom, and I want to say I guarantee, because I see media, our media pushing a very cyber, and I look at the recruiting videos as those are my two things I'm looking at. I am looking at recruiting videos over the last like 2 years, and I'm looking at the media war beat that is being drummed right now, or the beat being drummed on the war drums, whatever the saying is, right? That the media is increasing the tempo for, and it is more Russiagate, it is Chinagate, it's the fallout of the pandemic and the blatant racism against the Asian people and Asian nations, and this hate vitriol against China, which has to do with like communism and like all that Red Scare bullshit, right? It's all of it. It is fucking all of it, and it's going to go directly into recruiting 12-year-olds through cartoons and video games. That's exactly what it's going to fucking come back to. It's going to it's just 100% is a self-fulfilling, self-jerking off to make themselves stronger, like they're growing in some power wave, to like make them bigger, to make the military bigger, to recruit kids in order to increase this military spending, in order to increase the money for these corporations and increase the bombing of increase military operations against indigenous populations or black and brown people around the world, or to help an apartheid state occur, or like for it to come back on our own thing. Sorry, I ranted.
Can we get you're good? Can we get a ready up? Let's jump into a game.
Do we want trios or arena?
Trios.
Okay. Sorry, I need that interruption. Thank you.
No, dude, you're good. Don't worry.
Yep. And my last thing, I just want to draw attention. With all this, we're talking a lot about people over Pentagon. With this release of this god-awful, ugly budget, people over Pentagon have set up, the Veterans for Peace campaign, People Over Pentagon, has set up a website to specifically make your concerns known. It's an email that, it sends an email to the White House, to the president. And we're going to post that link in the chat. But if this pisses you off as much as it pisses all of us off, please go to this link, fill out the form. It's a simple form. All you got to do is put, your email address and stuff in, whether or not your phone number if you want to. And then it sends this email, and you can change it if you want. Sends it out to the president. If we can get enough of these going, maybe we can get some sort of action taken. But this is going to take a lot of us paying attention, and look for more stuff coming out of People Over Pentagon to push back against this fucking awful budget.
Can we get those links dropped in chat?
Yep, working on it.
Oh, thank you. Man, that got me fired up.
It's the People Over Pentagon Salsa Labs.
Yep.
It's that one.
They're also just bot commands.
Did we fix those bot commands?
Yeah, those bot commands are working.
Take the space out. Yeah.
Is it the people over at Pentagon one?
Yep. And people petition.
All right. Got you covered, buddy. Okay. Why?
I don't think anyone landed with us.
I didn't see anybody in my.
Neither did I.
Oh.
Yep. The one that's the Nightbot Salsa Labs link, guys. If you go to that one, that's the one I was talking about, where you can go to all the links and read and learn and educate yourself, because that's important. But that's the one where you can be able to fill out that form.
Got a ways to go for the next ring.
All right. We were super fired up about that, but we're in Valorant now.
You mean Apex?
Oh, Krabby, didn't you find something about how much we earmarked in the 2021 budget for Israel?
You guys ready?
Peacekeeper here.
3.3 billion annually in the foreign military financing to Israel.
3.3 billion.
I think I want to throw up.
Didn't we have like a Meals on Wheels thing for seniors that we cut specifically to support some of this defense budget stuff? The Meals on Wheels thing was like a couple million a year, maybe. And we can't do that because we have to support fucking Israel, of all things.
Oh.
I fucking hate Israel so much.
Their government, the people need to be reprogrammed.
Yeah, that's something I really want to talk about too. Is that there's actually a large movement of people, of Israelis, who do not agree with the way their government is handling things, and there have been a lot of protests on the ground in Israel in support of Palestine.
Like even some politicians too.
Yeah,
I
like
can even bring up articles. I can even post those.
it's important. I think it's important to make that distinction, since
It is.
we recently spend a lot of time ragging on Israel because their government is fucking gross.
I mean,
I hate them.
like, I mean, think about other countries hating on the U.S. They don't hate the people. They
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
our
it's-
government. Our government is stupid. I mean,
That-
you guys have come across
Ring
anyone
closes in a
from
minute, and it's
Europe
pretty far.
just hating on Americans, but I agree with them. But that's not all of us. We're not all terrible.
But if you watch the media, they know that. And honestly, I think this is a fear for a lot of Americans that are United States residing citizens would have an actual fear of the fact that we have was it 1 in 6 people currently think or support Trump running in 2024? I think it's 1 in 6. I'm taking shots.
Where are you at?
I'm taking shots from 330. None of them impacted, but I did take them.
You think it was somebody just taking pot shots at you?
Yeah, I mean,
It dropped right there. Yep.
one's by the, I see one by the,
Yep, tagged him.
out to the right. They got a Valkyrie with them. We're getting pinched, guys. Pinched.
I put a
I'm
lot
down.
of hurt on one.
I got
Watch
I got
your
2
right,
over here.
puppy.
I stunned the one over here. War Puppy, she's dancing on that blue crate. You got a Valkyrie out to the other side. Right there.
Damn it.
War Puppy to your left.
I know.
Or not War Puppy, I meant
Fully aware
Mash.
of
My fault.
every-
I meant Mash.
Fully aware of everyone that's here.
Care package coming down.
I'm reloading. Shielding.
Pushing.
Pushing hard.
I need 1 second for a shield. Good, I'm up. I'm down. I got taken down. Just as I was getting up.
Yeah, they had purple shields. I couldn't break them.
So to go off of what you
Good
said,
fight.
Sin, I mean, I don't know if you guys even remember, but 74 million voted for Trump. So
Yeah. it's
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't blame foreign nations for hating Americans on site until they find out if they're sane or not. Like, I don't blame that. But what
have
I
neighbors who voted for this idiot.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I have
Lots of
neighbors
people, lots of people have
who
family members.
who fly the upside down American flag because they still think that Biden somehow stole the election.
I'd be willing to fly the upside down
Oh my God.
American flag, but for the
Not for that
opposite
reason,
fucking
though.
reason. It's for a different
Yeah.
reason.
I saw a
You
guy.
run into the same issue as those memes we were posting in the Discord where you don't know if you want to wear your mask or not because you're vaccinated, so you don't want to wear your mask, but then you look like a Republican.
yes,
Same thing.
so
Like you
wear
could
your
do the
fucking
upside
mask.
down flag, but then you look like a Republican, so you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear your mask.
No, I'm still on the. I'm honestly still a little paranoid, so I still wear my mask. I'm still on the. I'm still on the. Oh, I don't want my camera on everybody's Ring being reported to my face on everybody's Ring doorbell
It's a
being
great.
reported to
It's a
police.
great excuse
So
to just cover your face at all times.
yeah. I really suffer from bad allergies, so what my face just fucking leaks, and so like, I think not having snotty nose and worrying about spreading germs is a good thing regardless of the pandemic. I'm on board for the post APOC, post pandemic mask look.
You know what's really strange? This is completely tangential to everything we're talking about. Has anyone noticed an uptick in like support for Taiwan right about now? As we're having very similar but opposite discussions about Palestine?
In what way?
Yeah.
Like memes posted on Reddit specifically. Like I've
Mhm.
been scrolling today just seeing Taiwan after Taiwan meme, and I was like, I'm fully in support of Taiwan independence.
On a sound awful.
Why do we not apply this same logic to Palestine? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a really weird
Because
kind of
you,
distinction.
well, it's because we militarily support Taiwan against the CCP, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to, is that the American government and the media at large actively support and push a narrative that is pro-Taiwan and pro-Israel. We don't talk about how Taiwan has a long storied history of like horrible treatment of the LGBTQ community because of their heavy religious, like tendencies. Like we don't talk about stuff like that. They can't take criticism, in the media, because they're anti-China. We have to sell them as the underdogs in this fight against mainland China. I don't support mainland China. I've posted some anti-mainland China memes.
Does not look like there is. My bad. I just jumped straight down.
Yeah, no fall damage, right?
There are people in here.
Oh, that's.
I just punched one and broke her armor. I just punched this one mash and broke her armor,
Punch him
but I
to
lost
death.
sight of her.
Yep. Bolted on me. Got away. I was chasing her to punch her out, but.
I got eyes. 220.
Careful if you don't.
Sin,
if you don't.
Sin, we
I don't have a
probably
weapon.
get
I'm stuck.
Weapons.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to chase. I just walked out the door and took shots.
Okay, I thought you were just like fucking.
No. Dude, it's me. Pretty good chance that was actually going to happen.
That's why I was worried.
Oh, Sin.
Oh man.
One
Okay,
day
so-
those tactics
Let's
will
push
pay
up this
off
way.
and you'll celebrate. I only have a
We're
pistol.
pushing out a little bit. Yeah, I know. That's why we're pushing out a little bit. We're gonna go just retreat slightly.
So, man.
We can head up through there
God,
too.
I-
There should be some stuff.
I hate this budgetary shit, man. Like, we have a whole ass other topic, right? Like, we're supposed to be talking about the journalists and the journalism stuff, but man, am I just fucking hot to trot over this. Because it's also super negatively vindicating. Does that make sense? Like, I'm upset that I'm right.
Are you
About,
good?
like, it's just one more example of, like, shit isn't changing, you know?
Not
the
anytime soon.
Lots of arrows.
I'll take arrows. I took the bow and a R99 is my setup currently.
Well, I mean, even our topic that was originally for tonight, that still is for tonight, kind of goes into this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
like
can use the Israel thing as a segue into the reporter.
the exact conversation you were just having about the representation of Taiwan versus Palestine is a perfect like lead in and tie in because it has
I
to
mean,
do
you're
with
absolutely right. Talking about so the main thing let me try and intro segue us here. So the main thing we were supposed to talk about tonight was the reporter for the Associated Press, well, ex-reporter for the Associated Press. She got fired 17.
Wilder.
Emily Wilder got fired 17 days into her tenure with the Associated Press because the right-wing media, more specifically, what started with the Young Republicans of her alma mater, Stanford, took some of her pro-Palestinian tweets from when she was,
a student.
protesting and for Palestine when she was a student at Stanford. They took those tweets, blasted them all over the internet, got a bunch of Republican big stupid talking heads involved, and managed to get the AP to fire her for pro-Palestine
Whoa, hold on. I did
tweets.
not mean to push that out.
Pro-Palestine tweets
Get down, dears.
from before she even worked for the AP.
From when she was a
And
college student.
What's wrong with the pro-Palestine tweets, anyways? Like, who cares what her fucking
Yeah.
work status
No, I mean, like, so the reason I say that is because they're trying to make the argument that like they're, like they can't be seen taking sides, kind of a thing. Like they're trying to pitch it as
fighting in here.
She's taking like a
Head it down.
biased stance, and she can't do that as a journalist, so they got to fire
I don't
her.
have sight, but I'm almost certain they're in this building.
I have a gravity well down. Get high ground.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this. Up top. No hostiles detected.
I think you're just nuts, buddy.
Nope. You hear that though?
I hear it.
Yeah,
I kind of want to push that a little bit. Let's go get our fight on.
All right. I'm rotating to you from inside building.
All right.
Right there.
I have ult.
Careful.
Whoop.
Alright, Mash.
There's
looks like
a
he's pushing.
bloodhound
I just got
pushed.
detected.
There we go.
Third one's coming on the right side here.
She's in front of me. She just went back through a
got
door.
him. That's not a phenomenal spot for. Wow, they have perps.
Ah, fuck. I took too many shots. Thank you. Take cover.
Wow, dude got me good.
Oh, dude. These guys are grabbing loot quick.
We had a bad.
So,
We had a
Yeah,
rough
we had
drop. Unfortunate drop.
I'm all right.
yeah, so it only took 48 hours from the time that the Young Republicans decided that they were going to target this journalist for her to get fired by the Associated Press. Why do you... So my first question to you... Oh, by the way, 100 employees from the AP signed an open letter demanding answers, and there's all this stuff going on, and the AP's got, like, nothing to say. Man, they're dancing around the issue. So why do you guys think the AP caved to the demands of right-wing media? Because it's not really...
So I got a take.
Go for it.
Shoot. I want to hear it.
I think there are people in the room making the decision regarding Wilder's past social media that agree with the conservative smear regarding this very specific topic. And because line must go up, neutral journalism has replaced objective journalism.
False neutral journalism.
Yes, false neutral journalism has replaced objective journalism. They need to maintain the manufactured consent of status quo. So in other words, her bosses are capitalist gatekeepers and their own Zionist Islamophobic position showed. Also, I bet how many of their board members are young Republicans or have alma maters to young Republican stronghold colleges and shit like that.
I mean, you bringing up manufacturing consent though is perfect because we're literally just seeing one of the filters in action. Like this is like filter number 2, right? The for-profit model of media. That's all this is. Like this is just one of the filters.
Krabby, you're really quiet. Sorry. I think we lost your audio for a second.
You lost audio? You hear me?
You're good on my end. Loud even.
That's a me thing. Sorry, it was a
Okay.
me thing.
No. You're good, dude. You're all good.
So what were you saying I did before I interrupted?
It's okay.
She was wondering if there isn't some sort of threat.
Yeah.
This is your champion.
I don't think.
Usually-
Go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
Well, usually, okay. So off of just the bias reviews, I mean, AP kind of goes more leaning left. So why all of a sudden are we coming more to centrist to more to the right?
Yeah, because that was one of the things I was surprised to hear is that AP is actually considered like a center left, American center left like publication.
There's still a publication that uplifts Ben Shapiro's voice and Peter Jorgensen, whatever his fucking name is, and the intellectual dark web. Yeah, like the AP still gives these people social clout on their platform, so therefore somebody in the decision making room agrees with it or feels that it is worthy enough.
Wait, does the AP actually echo their statements? We got a team on our left side dropping basically parallel to us, by the way.
They divert it. They divert it.
They didn't
East.
divert enough. They're
Nope.
here to fight.
They're here to fight. I'm breaking off.
Landing here. Yep, y'all push out.
They're right here. Get something that goes boom.
I got something that goes boom. I'm not a fan of it, but I got something. Where they at?
That's blue. They're in this building.
Mash, I think you got one coming behind you.
Behind me?
Help!
I'm coming, War. I'm down outside. I got executed.
Oh, fuck, dude. How many times do I have to shoot somebody in the face with a shotgun? I hate the shotguns in this game.
All right. Well, we.
Yeah, I mean, I basically, my response to this was just that I think that, I mean, like, the simplest answer is usually correct, right? And I think in this instance, the simplest answer is that they want to be able to maintain their false neutral state, reporting on Israel and Palestine. I actually did some digging and I found out that the AP got in trouble in the past.
No surprise.
Well, for kind of the opposite. During the 2008 and 2009 increase in tensions, an Israeli journalist accused the AP of killing a story he wrote about the war of words between Israel and its critics and human rights organizations, right? And so basically they took some flack in the media for being like anti-Israel. They claimed the editorial line of Cairo bureau of the AP was that the conflict was Israel's fault and the Arabs and the Palestinians were blameless. Which, right, like, we run into this thing again where people are trying to paint what could be arguably reality as a bias, right? Like, but the point is, the AP took some flack back in 2008, 2009 for being, like, anti-Israel. So it's possible that the stuffed suits at the top of the ladder were just making a financial decision based on that. They were just like, nope, we can't be seen. We can't yet again be seen as siding with Palestine in this issue. You know what I mean? Like, we already have been accused of that. So.
Looks like I'm the jump master.
Shit. Wrong button. My fault.
It's one of them days.
Sad-eyed.
I don't see anybody with us.
There's a team dropping there. I'm going straight down. I'm just gonna start picking stuff up.
Yep. Going here. Oh, a scout? Yup.
Nice.
Could be okay. Whoop! I got a team over here.
Coming to you, Mash.
Oh my gosh, it's the speed guy, and he's like.
How are we
got
not
50
hearing these guys?
Just you and
I
me,
don't know,
Master.
man.
We can do this. Some good.
Is there a perk that you can wear that silence your footing?
I think so.
No.
We're getting dropped into some serious lobbies though. Like when
This
Sin and I were
honestly
playing
might
the
be my
last
fault
time
because
together.
We'll shoot through these.
Oh, because you're.
My MMR is pretty high, honestly.
Okay. Well, good.
Well,
Drag
not
Sin
great.
up. Sin
I
and
broke his
got-
armor.
Doesn't matter. There's 3 of them.
This is true battlegrounds for us to get better for the upcoming tournament.
Yeah.
How
So
many
what do you
things
guys-
start putting in some time?
What do you guys see as the wider implications of this, right? Like, a journalist got fired for literally speaking up for human rights. Like, is that not why people get involved in media in the first place? Like, why would you get into journalism? I assume because you want to like make a difference, you want the truth to be told, you want to help people.
The exact reason for going into journalism.
Like that's like is it like, oh man, I like writing and cameras, so journalism. Like I don't think that's it at all. Like you don't do that kind of work for no fucking reason. Like
Not
and
a lot
then
of rich journalists.
yeah, it's kind of a thankless job in a lot of ways. So
It always has been.
I guess I'm just saying like. So my point is, what kind of like wider implications are there to the idea that like a journalist speaking up for what is right got fired in 48 hours because a bunch of like upset individuals decided that they were going to launch like a smear campaign against her, right? It took 48 hours for the young Republicans of Stanford to get her fired from her job at the AP, a job that she worked and earned for, a career that she strived for. You know what I mean? Like I was reading from her her professor like actually pushed her to go work for the AP because he had worked for the AP, right? Like if she's a Stanford graduate, it's not like this wasn't a summer internship at the Fresno B, right? It was
I'm a
big
little
journalism
disappointed
she
that
was doing.
Stanford has a young Republicans club. Like, why would you move to San Francisco, California, and like not expect that you're going to run into a bunch of people that would care about journalism and human rights? Like, come on.
So Stanford, having been somebody from the area, Stanford is a private school, first of all,
Oh, it certainly is.
and they're not in San Francisco.
You'd think they were, but they're not. It is actually here. See.
Like they're like, it's not the same. It's very bougie.
They're like right in Silicon Valley, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I think I hear movement.
Oh, there's certainly a team.
Beginning ring countdown.
Like 40 minutes away from each other, but they are very different.
Attention. First
Different
blood.
areas.
I only got a shotgun, guys. Just as a heads up.
Boy,
Sounds like you better get good with shotguns then.
but yeah, also that like young Republicans at Stanford are there because of the name Stanford.
Yeah,
Attention.
they're just rich daddy Trump people.
It's
They
just
didn't get
like,
in because
oh, yeah,
they're good. They got in because they can afford to.
I'm taking shots. Taking shots.
Yep.
on this rooftop.
I'm shielding.
Giving my shields up.
Let me know when they're. I only got the shotgun, guys.
Yeah, so don't even engage.
I'm pushing out towards War Puppy.
Oh, I'm getting shot from the other side. We're getting pinched.
Taking fire, brothers.
One's closing in on me on this side. War Puppy, be
Oh
careful
man,
to your
they got
left.
behind me. I got 2 of them on top of me.
Throwing some cover for my
I'm down inside. Another one in there.
We just got pinched between two teams.
Oh my god, reload. Fucking moron.
Big ouch. Anybody got an answer to our second question?
Um,
Oh my god.
so
Did you get
I
down a
th-
rabbit hole over there researching something?
Yeah, sorry.
What are you reading?
I'll talk about it in a minute. Go ahead, Sid.
What was the question? I forgot. We got dead.
What wider
I-
implications are there to journalists being like squelched in their own personal convictions, like taking away a journalist's ability to fight for human rights as they see it?
I don't
So
think there are wider implications because this is already happening and has been happening for a long time.
I wholly agree with that. But I think what we'll see for journalists is a continual exodus, and we're going to see Substack and other sources of media continue to grow that
Okay.
don't put them
I guess that's
inside
what I was getting
of the media sources. Because like media companies are just going to continue to invalidate their own position as being part of the public discourse. There's
Right. So is there
I-
gonna, like, I could see a split happening between like where we have like we have the media that everybody listens to, right, and like a separation of journalism, which I think already exists, but I see that divide possibly getting bigger, where we've like every single article put out by the Washington Post, you know, Jeff Bezos's baby, you know, the Washington Post. If you didn't know, he owns it. I know everyone on the stream probably does, but you know, like where everything coming out of the Washington Post, is written by an AI or specifically designed to push a narrative for like Bezos or his interests or Amazon or like where all of the media is like bought by corporations wholesale. Like that's what that job is just like advertisement, like writing advertisements basically, and writing propaganda, and then a whole separate section of journalists that are independent journalists or like, you know what I mean? Like I could, I don't know. That's one of the things I could see happening, where like all of the good, ethical, activist journalism actually happens, totally separated from what we recognize as the traditional media apparatus. That was a PowerPoint phrasing there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's going to be at the detriment to all discourse and information in the country. It's also going to make it easier for disinformation and misinformation to spread. And I think that because like journalists and as a larger extent, like regular laborers cannot show any semblance of individuality or humanity beyond the corporate message at any point in time of their life. It doesn't matter if it's before, during, or post-employment. If you have something on your social media or you have job killer tattoos or things like that, like the modern day job killer tattoo in journalism is talking about Palestine. And
wow,
and
hot take, but I like it. That's
like,
I hadn't even thought of it like that, but holy shit.
yeah, I mean, yeah. It's like if you are problematic to an employer's bottom line at any point in time in your life, you don't get a job. Because
your only value is how much of your excess labor can be stolen from you.
Yep. And I think it just is going to what we end up seeing is just a further movement towards like into manufactured consent, because like now if you have any form of individuality or differing opinion or progressive streak in you at all that poses a risk of not running the center line and appealing to liberals as in their dedicated march to the right, like you're not going to get a job in media. You can't. You won't.
And so the second War Puppy, I know you're trying to sort out your technicals, but you're still here in audio, right?
Yep.
Because I want your takes on this. The second like section, what we were going to talk about is more about state violence and how like the state specifically has an antagonistic relationship against journalism. And one of the dangers I see inherent in this idea that sanctioned journalism is becoming so like baby food, and it's like, you know, it's not reality, it's just whatever the state sanctions or whatever the rich sanction to be released in the media. If it becomes that the only real recognized media is this like state sponsored slash bourgeoisie sponsored media, then it becomes a lot easier to crack down on real quote unquote journalism, because all of a sudden the journalists who have an actual passion for what we just described as like real activist journalism are no longer going to be considered journalists. They're just, oh yeah, like just some blogger or just some this or just some that.
45 seconds.
And you know, I mean, they'll use
Freelancers.
that as an excuse to take away their First Amendment rights as it relates to freedom of the press, because they won't consider them press anymore. Like, oh, where's your? You're like, you're not affiliated with one of the big 8, like, you know. I don't know. What do you guys think about that as a potential danger? Because that's something that scares me, like that this could be a step towards.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of mirrors the same way that the government already controls the press by issuing like press credentials. Like you have to be a certified anchor, or not anchor, but journalist. You have to be state certified journalist in order to get access to state certified information streams.
Yeah.
That's another way that they can control it. Like, oh, you're just some blogger. We don't care if you have 20,000 Substack subscribers. You're not hosted by the New York Times, so we're not going to let you into this press briefing. Or you're not going to get the down low from the Secretary of Defense about this new development that's going on in the Middle East or something like that. It's just going to turn into another way to control the press. But in the same way that we talked about on the Noam Chomsky episode for the podcast, we have a much stronger propaganda system because it's not explicit control, it's implicit control. They don't have to control exactly what the press says, they have to control the circumstances in which the press can say it. And I'm hopeful that going forward, as we start seeing the state unable to support the traditional information streams that we're accustomed to, we're going to start seeing alternate infrastructure pop up that is going to be able to support these independent journalists, just like Substack is an extent of that. But what's the next level after we have the finances secured for these guys? Like, how do we get them access to the information streams? Maybe that turns into certain organizations that can serve the same purpose of deploying them to the front lines of, like, let's say a conflict area, but explicitly not putting them under the control of the DoD, which we talked about on a previous stream. I'm hopeful that maybe some of this stuff will start forcing an alternate infrastructure that is not under state control, which means we're starting to look into like dual power mutualism at that point. If we can start taking the power away from the state in the ways that they've abused it, then it'll make the transition from what we currently have, this like neoliberal government paradigm, into kind of like a mutualist society in the future that much easier, because that infrastructure will already be in place to support what we want.
Love it.
I am restarting again because
Yeah.
of issues,
Yes,
so I'll be back on in 30.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything that he just said, I need that right now. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
can I have that today?
I need him to. Can you summarize it again? Like a little bit, got a little big brain, and I brain lapsed a little bit during there, specifically about the other form of stuff that's gonna come up.
He was mostly talking, so I guess the 10-second version of it is that he was saying that having like the smaller separated media, like slowly getting more like power and being able to occupy the same spaces, and like having like a dual power structure where we can like, basically he was talking about what we were talking about, but he had a really optimistic viewpoint for it, right? Like where having those two separate forms of media actually turns into a great thing, and we like have real support for groups that aren't bought and owned by like corporations, man.
Corporations, man.
That's essentially
Okay.
the take with all the big brain taken out of it.
Gotcha. Like, I understood most of it. It was just I thought he said something about organizations, and my brain skipped for a second.
Yep, he was talking about like being able to like support financially, like that,
Gotcha.
groups like that,
Okay. Cool.
like those individuals,
Excellent.
like smaller independent news media, which is something that's super fucking close to my heart, more and more every day.
I think the future for an educated populace happens by following following journalists that you like. Like you're gonna social media is gonna inform the day-to-day takes on which who's covering what from what journalists you like following, and then you're gonna have to go support a journalist directly regardless of what publication they're with.
Like what's that crowdfunding?
Patreon.
Patreon,
Yeah.
Patreon funded journalism on mass.
Patreon, Substack. Yeah, it's the same. What I'm saying is it's the same thing that we're already saying about Substack. I just think that's the only way media should be consumed for information purposes. Like, if you're not trying to get the latest ads and trying to know the latest fads, but you're trying to actually learn something about the state of affairs in the world, you need to follow journalists that you know their political leanings, that represent their bias. Behind us. I took a lot of fire there. I'm reshielding.
Yeah, they got a Valkyrie.
Am I getting pushed?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm pushed. I got pinched.
Hey, we lived for a while.
Mm-hmm. I'm not used to playing Gibraltar. I should have dropped
And
my
we placed
shield.
sixth.
Okay.
That's not terrible. That's better than we were doing.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Let me did it. So, yeah, let me read off my top bit here. Journalists face a lot of persecution from private parties, but also from the government. We'd like to think the kind of horrible things that we keep seeing happen to journalists abroad, like what we talked about last week with Roman and with the whole Lukashenko thing, and then as well as with like Jamal Khashoggi and the tragedy of what Saudi Arabia did to him. We'd like to think that kind of stuff isn't possible here, but violence by the state against the press is super prevalent in the United States. The work of the media here is super dangerous. There's a group called the Committee to Protect Journalists, and they run a program called the Press Freedom Tracker. It tracks freedom of the press violations across the country and divides them into categories kind of like assault, arrests, destruction of equipment, like what kind of violence the state is taken against the press specifically. Like, this isn't like guys getting robbed. This is like cops taking equipment and destroying it, or like, DHS, FBI destroying equipment or arresting journalists for doing their job. In 2020, it was the worst year the tracker ever had. They cataloged 416 journalists assaulted by the state, 153 wrongfully arrested, 105 incidents of equipment being destroyed, and then like a bunch of other categories that had like various amounts in the teens that were different, like First Amendment violations. But 416 journalists in the United States were assaulted. And we saw what kind of stuff was going on last year. Rubber bullets to the face, people having their eyes blown out. I mean, I think I saw at least one guy I saw got his eye popped out by the cops shooting less than lethal rounds. And then he was back out protesting like 3 days later with an eye patch. I remember being really inspired by that guy. I don't remember if he was press. But
Yeah, I mean, we're basically a third world country with an overgrown military industrial complex. All of the criticisms that we leverage against the literal third world or against the second world behind the Iron Curtain and everything is they don't have freedom of press. They have very poor living conditions. They have an oligarchical society. We are that, but we pretend that we're not for some reason. So whenever you hear a statistic come out like, oh, we're among the worst actually for freedom of press, surprises
it's
me
not
not even
surprising.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to talk at all about what you got
Yeah.
pulled up over there, Crabby?
Then go ahead and say what you're about to say, because I'm just gonna wrap it back to
Okay.
our Emily Wilder.
Okay. So I was gonna go. I'm gonna come off of the question. Did you ask the question, Mash?
No,
that
no.
Okay.
We were just talking about like the statistics about how bad things were in 2020 and all the mass amount of assaults and wrongful arrests that were levied against the press. I mean, when we saw a lot of it, right, in the news media. Guys hang. I remember watching a video with a guy laying on the ground with his badge up and like being like, "I'm press, I'm press," and the cop walks over and like sprays him in the face with pepper spray, even though he's like prone on the ground, just to be like, "Fuck you."
I think it was one of our first shows that we did on this channel. Talked about how the images coming out of where was it? Where press were getting corralled into a gas station and then getting bat system. It was one of the very first shows that we've done on Gamers for Peace. We talked about it, and that it's just like it's all the same fucking shit. There's a team out here.
Yeah,
Moving
I thought there was
leftwards.
gonna be. Yep.
Oh,
people
right there.
here on us. Mash, hit him.
Punch this fuck. I chased down the drone.
Oh, I punched his Mirage.
Got bamboozled.
I'm hearing shots. I got him over here by me. I'm taking shots. He picked up a gun. He's on me. Down
Shield
that.
on him.
Oh, he's that little.
Their
speedy
team's
bastard.
behind. You got another one coming up to the right, on the right side.
I have no
I
ammo.
hate.
6
I hate
hostiles
that-
detected. Oh, we're fucked. This isn't great.
We're so dead.
All right,
Cool.
I have no gun, by the way.
Taking a knee.
Don't worry, I'm just shitting myself.
Recharging.
I'm trying to shield. Oh, I got him on me. He's on me. He just jumped over top of me.
Hold on, if we can.
Oh, I knocked him down. I got him.
He fucking punched him right out. Oh, beautiful, Sid.
I just got Valkyried. Valkyrie just dropped on me. I'm down.
That was great, though.
Oh, it's a different Valkyrie from a different team.
different team?
It's a different team, dude.
Nothing I can do.
Oh, Sid. No. Krabby, did you?
What is
you
up
wanted-
with some god awful drops today?
Dude.
I don't know.
Dude.
Krabby wanted to make a point about
Yeah,
the
please.
timing of Emily's dismissal from the AP.
So her dismissal took place during Israel's 11-day military offensive on Gaza Strip. So
Because they couldn't let a pro-Palestinian voice have a national platform.
come on, just stop it.
You talking about the distraction piece we talked about?
Yes.
About how like they bombed an AP building and then the media got pushed back the other way to. So we had a conversation earlier about how like I think it was her professor that said that he thought that like the AP was making this decision, or that
It wasn't her professor.
Israel might be pushing the AP to make this decision because now the narrative is following. When you think Israel and the Associated Press, you think about this reporter getting fired for being anti-Israel, and you're not thinking about how Israel literally bombed an AP building in the Gaza Strip,
Yep.
and like how this could be like deliberate obfuscation.
The AP folded to proclaimed Islamophobic individuals. Robert Spencer is one of the leading voices of Islamophobic dissent, like anti-Muslim book writer.
Well, and Tom motherfucking
And
Cotton,
Tom motherfucking Cotton.
one of the
and
biggest
Ben
pieces
Shapiro.
of human shit. And Ben Shapiro, I mean.
Ben Shapiro
oh,
is Zionist, not Zionist, fascist,
fascist.
fascist of
Wanna be
fascist. another known Islamophobe. So AP
All right, guys.
succumbed
I just
to
want
known
to say I
Islamophobia.
busted ass to get your fucking banners.
So don't
I
I'm
saw
taking
that.
this game to the end.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to live now for War Puppy.
All right,
For
so-
War Puppy.
Yes.
Care package being
It.
Love this pelican.
I'm back in action. Let's do this.
I need to get my hands
Plenty
on a
of
gun.
heavy ammo up here on the roof. I don't have a heavy weapon for you, but
I got a scout, which I can help Evo upgrade our weapon, our armor with long range shots. Maybe.
Krabby, did you have any more on the?
I think it's just a little too obvious, especially knowing that it took during those 11 days.
That they were trying to like.
It's too obvious.
I hear
just
you.
saw a
It's
Spitfire if anyone cares for it.
I picked it up.
it's
On the
sad to me
second
how
floor,
like
man.
out in the open how out in the open they do shit like this, and it's just like
We're mask off now, but no one's fucking paying attention.
Nobody
So
get-
who gives a shit?
well, it's like my mom always tells me, "What the fuck do you want me to do about it, Mash?"
The
My mom
Democrats
calls
have
me Mash. Not really.
the
That's confusing.
The Dems got their wish with Trump yanking the Overton window so far to the right that they could just masks off, go conservative,
Yeah.
and
just
never have to worry about it again.
Just two
That
conservative
is
parties now.
100% correct.
Fucking so bad.
I miss when the alternator was good. Someone just respawned?
Yeah, trying to figure out where.
There's people on top of the building that I think
The
are respawned.
Valkyrie, no, the Valkyrie just ult their team out of there. I just watched them take the fuck off.
I don't super want to fight unless we're feeling confident about it.
All I've got is a stupid bow and arrow.
So probably not.
Yeah, I got a spit. I'll swap the Spitfire with your bow and arrow if you want.
Sure.
I'm taking shots.
Close the doors, be after.
Krabby or Mash.
I was like, wait. I'm not here. What do you want me to
I
do?
dropped it. I need light
Where-
ammo if anybody got it.
hands drawn if you need it.
Oh, I didn't want to throw that health
There's
down.
like
but
this
okay.
light up,
It's down.
light ammo up here.
Charging shield.
I'm shielding.
There's also a heavy. That there's that if anyone wants it. Level 4 heavy mag.
Mash, you want that?
Yup.
Who's taking shots? And from where?
Other teams fighting right outside.
Sweet.
Move
that
out,
was
move
Mars.
out, move out. Alright. There's people coming in our building. Yep.
I'm watching that door.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Alright, I switched to a flat line. Off that bow.
People first floor.
First floor.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm holding for now. Pushing? They're pushing me? Nope, I'm
Moving
good so far.
downstairs.
Coming
Yeah,
down
I'm
the
getting
steps.
pushed. 2.
Ah, you'll never shoot through this.
This is a good shield.
It's a shield.
True.
Yep.
I got War Puppy's thing. Showed him downstairs. Moving down, peeking.
Coming in.
Fuck.
Reloading.
All three of them are in the staircase.
Dude, what the hell?
How can I not? I couldn't fucking throw a grenade.
You're off our game, gentlemen.
My heart is beating too much thinking about
Focused on our
Brett.
conversation, man.
Too hyped.
Oh man, we're upset.
All I know is that like the more and more I learn about the the assault on our ability to gain and understand information in our world and the human experience, the more and more I hear and come to understand the massive underworkings to shut up about the oppression of people, the more I need to become an advocacy journalist myself. Or the more I see that everybody has a duty, or like every time that you talk to somebody, you have to be explaining your world in like
If you give a shit, you have to be an advocate for the the world you want to live in on a
You don't
daily basis, whether that's as word of mouth or as an active journalist or what have you, or just supporting journalists that are doing the work.
you don't have to like drive yourself crazy over it. You don't need to uplift every single cause, but like recognize them, talk about them, and fucking organize for at least one of them. Like get involved with at least one thing, right? Because if we aren't every single day, we're fucked. We're absolutely fucked, right?
So I want to drag us back
Please.
on to state violence against journalists, right? What do you think motivates individual members of the state to target the press? Or to put it another way, why is it that the press on the ground is always automatically assumed to be the enemy of the state? You see it all the time. You see it in like the riots and like stuff that have been going on and everything. Like always, the press is always assumed to be against the state, right? Like state actors are always, whether they're federal, whether they're state level, whether it's local law enforcement, whether it's politicians, the media is always the enemy to them. They always treat them like they're like, they have an adversarial relationship. Do you think that's inherent to the media, like government relationship, or do you think that has something more to do with the way, like something else? Like, what do you think? Share your thoughts about that.
I think that press in general is targeted for two reasons. First, you can't have them there to report on your crimes, so you target them in a way that keeps them from reporting on your atrocities. Like, you blow up the AP Al Jazeera building that has the best viewpoint of the atrocities that Israel is wreaking all over a defenseless population, in open-air prisons in an apartheid state, in an ethno-genocide. And second, you heard a journalist and the story changes from what they were covering to the fact that press was targeted. And if press was targeted and they're supposed to be a protected class in these situations, that means that the state or bad actors will do worse against the actual target of the outrage, of the outrage and of the coverage. Right?
So you think that by hurting the press, they're implicitly making a threat against other people?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, the press are supposed to be protected, and so we're fucking the press up. And by proxy, we're sending a message that you are not safe and we will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because these guys are a protected class and we're fucking them up.
I think that's part of it. I think, and you brought it up once already, because I actually had to look up her name because I remember when this happened. I remember watching.
Oh, the Panama Papers.
No. Linda Tirado. Like during. You're going to interrupt, Krabby? Is that what you said?
No.
Oh.
Bringing her name up.
Okay.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Linda Tirado was a pretty well-known reporter, apparently, who was covering all the what became known as riot porn, or what it's actually is advocacy journalism showing state atrocities against a civilian population that's protesting its oppression. But she took a rubber bullet to the eye and lost her eye.
Oh.
Right.
So I actually started following them after right before it happened.
Face is seared into my skull.
Yep. I followed her on Twitter, and it like the anniversary of the George Floyd protests, and she posted something about the eye, and there were 2 journalists that lost their eyes to rubber bullets. And there were 11 civilians. I think the number was 11 civilians that lost eyes to rubber bullets last summer.
Okay, sorry. If
I
could,
go ahead.
Could I interject just with, like, I have, every time I hear those numbers, I have, like, a physical, like, I scowl. Like, it makes me physically bare my teeth in anger, which is, I mean, it's silly, I guess, but that's the physical reaction I just had. And the reason for that is that I was trained on those munitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moving
Right,
on. Wait, no, it's you. Nope, moving.
Whoop.
Shield down. I'm reloading. One's coming in on me. Got her. Shield's knocked. Reloading. She's around the side.
Right or left?
Right. She's coming over to her friend. Inside her circle. I'm down. I shouldn't have chased.
Contact with hostile.
I'm down inside smoke. Thanks for revive.
Alright, that guy's dead.
They're
Is
all
that a
dead.
wipe?
We're good.
Nice.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
Reshielding.
Shields are recharged.
Where did I get so many fucking shield cells? I have 20 shield cells.
Jesus, I don't know, man.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Anyway, those munitions are explicitly like every one of those fucking cops knew that by shooting at protesters in the face, they were risking blowing their eyes out and killing them, and they didn't care, and they did it on purpose. And it was malicious and targeted. It makes me super fucking mad. Because I know the kind of like malice that must have been, you know what I mean? Like I know that it had to have been done with malice.
Rings
Oh
moving.
yeah,
Keep
absolutely.
Because those are supposed to be shot at like the ground. Right? Like you're supposed to be like skipping those rounds through crowds or shooting at people in the thighs, ironically, with the president's comments, right? But those are actually designed to be fired like low to try and dissuade people. Like the point of those is to get people to leave, but no, they're fucking taking headshots because they want to kill them. I guarantee every single one of those bastards would have been so happy to know that one of those fucking rounds killed a fucking person in the press. They would have been ecstatic.
So look back at the videos of them getting ready for the
Oh,
fucking riot. Look how excited they were for it. They were fucking stoked. They were ready to take people out.
And the press were like the number one targets. And I guess what I'm trying to key in on is like why.
Why? Because power-hungry madmen want to see their fortunes rise at the expense of others and know that targeting and controlling the unspoken fourth branch of the government is how they maintain fucking power. Taking us closer to a fascist state. Yeah. Like, the media became the enemy in, like, the moment CNN became known as the Clinton News Network. Like, the moment that started going around is when the war on media occurred. And the Republicans have been playing and controlling propaganda since the 40s. Because, like, I just started learning about the Dulles brothers and started the CIA and shit like that. I'm coming back. I realized.
So you're going to end up pretty far away from us if you go that way.
Yeah, I realized.
Sorry.
So, yeah, like, all that shit, it is known that if you control the media, you control the population's ability to organize and know what's going on in their world. And that's what we're watching. This shit has me way too fired up, guys. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
I can push back a little bit. I actually don't think it is like overtly malicious evil people that are doing this. Watch this dropship right here that's coming right close to us.
I just called in a drop right here. We might be
I'm
able to grab
I'm hearing shots around 195.
That's two dropping in.
There's another team. He's headed towards another team.
Also, the circle's moving. We gotta go. I just realized.
On the move.
Whoop, I'm taking shots from the circle.
Well, we don't have much of an option.
I have bombardment alt. I can
We gotta
toss.
keep moving.
Alright.
Keep moving
Where
this
that
way.
pink?
We're splitting.
Where
We're
that-
splitting.
Sin, push right.
I just got pinged for Bloodhound.
Yep. Keep moving. We're trying to get it around these teams so that they intersect each other. We're
I got you.
And we're not.
okay. We're
Yeah.
team there, so keep pushing. Keep pushing in. Watch your exposures.
You got one
Okay,
shooting
move
high
exposure.
from the right behind us.
Yep. Got him.
I have shield
just
down.
got pinged
Inside.
too.
One. I got taken down. I dropped one. War puppy on me. It's a caustic.
Fuck, what is that? What is this? What is this?
It's caustic's smoke. And I'm outside the ring.
I got into the ring, but War Puppy's in a bad place.
I'm almost in the ring, but my box is almost gonna be in the ring.
War Puppy, I am tucked in this corner. Oh,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't even see him.
he was a different guy. There was like 3 or 4 teams all converging right in the same space we were.
There were.
So War Puppy, you were saying you don't believe it's like actual bad faith actors?
No. Actually, Behind the Bastards covered this pretty well, I think. There is a book about, I can't remember exactly what the title of the book is, but the book discusses the little Nazis that existed in fascist Germany. The people who let the Nazis come to power weren't the ones who were maliciously hating on Jews. They were the ones who were comfortable enough in the status quo that they would rather support someone who's going to build their position, their hierarchical position within that status quo, rather than someone who's not. And with regards to the press is always, almost by definition, anti-status quo, because their job is to report on information that people don't know. If information is just in the public domain and we all know it, they wouldn't be reporting on it. And it would also be safe for governments, right? But
Yeah.
they purposely exist to seek out that information that is unsafe for certain types of people, and it's unsafe for people who are in that status quo. So whenever you see people like getting riled up about going to just beat on some journalists or something like that, they're not thinking in their heads, I am ideologically opposed to the concept of free speech or something like that. They're thinking in their heads, there's an other that is attacking my privileged position within the status quo, and I'm going to defend my privileged position within the status quo. That's what's going through their head, really. Not explicitly, but implicitly.
I'll take it from here.
These people aren't just like mustache twirling villains, like roided out neo-Nazi fascists all in the police force and stuff like that. It is simply just people who are more comfortable than they would be if the press had their way. And that's why they feel okay attacking them, right? Those decisions that they make are made in the margins. They don't just like wake up one day, unless they're in a really fucked culture, which I will not deny. They don't just wake up one day just being like, I want to beat on people. They wake up one day just being like, I'm going to defend my position within the status quo. That's where like the dirty, like people talking so much shit about dirty liberals and the fucking commies and the pink-haired socialists and shit like that. It's all a way to otherize those people so that the fucked up stuff that you do comes more naturally to you as a human.
You don't
There is
think
a large fetishization of violence, though, that coincides with that. And that would be, like, I agree completely with what you're saying. I think that would be the one point where I would push back on your pushback, is that oftentimes in, specific to law enforcement at least, that there's a large fetishization of violence towards these groups.
and
Yeah, I certainly think there is like a pretty unique intersection between kind of like the masculine culture that gets developed in places like law enforcement or the military, that we're all familiar with, or fuck, even on like athletic teams.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, or like a high school football team.
Yeah, like I don't know, it's hard to parse, frankly. It's a lot. I'm
But
hearing something.
was that me coming in?
No, that was a
That was definitely not. That
one of those
was not us.
scout thing, not us. Now we're getting pushed from.
We're getting pushed.
Behind, where we just came from. Oh, we're getting pinch, guys.
Watch your angles. Watch your angles.
I got a shield.
Oh, fuck me. I'm down.
Right here.
I broke shields and almost downed one. Oh, yep, it's 2 teams that are they're gonna connect with each
I'm
other
shielding.
on flanks.
I fucking hate that bow. I don't know how anyone used it. Good work. Right here.
Dad.
You got him, Sid.
Oh,
Atta
Sid,
boy.
beautiful bastard.
Hurry up, though. Oh, you
I'm
should have
the-
got Mash first, because he can drop the drone.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
You go ahead and heal up. I got Mash.
Okay.
Heal, 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 heal.
Healing drone out.
Make sure you're picking up. I don't know how people use that bow. It's awful. There's Evo shields here. I hear movement. Maybe? Or is that you? Am I tripping?
I think that was me.
No. Flatline. I'll take flat.
So taking it away from law enforcement, because I don't want to get caught up thinking just about law enforcement. What do you think? Where do you think the rest of the hostility, like from a more government perspective, like political perspective, the whole adversarial relationship with the press?
So I wanted to ask or like get perspective because I wanted to push back on what War Puppy was saying. Like, I don't think like the little Nazis of America, right? I don't think that equivalent class, that group of people, are going like waking up every day and being like, oh, I want to uplift some genocide. I agree with you completely on that. They're trying to preserve their status quo, but you don't think there's bad faith actors that are manipulating the opinion to push them further and further towards those beliefs and actions, like a Tucker Carlson or a Ben Shapiro or an intellectual dark web that has that the political ruling class, that the actual
I think
people.
I
point
push
was
back
just
against any concept that Tucker Carlson has agency. I think he's a tool.
Yeah,
I
but
use,
he's a
like, in the
tool
most
of the
literal
state.
sense. He is a useful tool.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
people up
I
there.
agree. I
Let's
can
not do
push
that,
them.
then.
We can push them with
I guess not. I saw a fucking.
No, I just got a. Oh no, that was your ping.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
similar.
Let's take a look at this team up here. Kind of want to get in their
Okay.
shit. I just tripped out over that building because I saw. They're directly below us.
Wings out.
Yep. Here, right here. Broke shield. Careful about your doorways.
I got stuck.
That was mine.
I'm shielding.
Charging on my shield.
Getting pushed.
Reloading. I'm down.
Mash, you stood in the fatal funnel and just got smoked.
I got sniped right in the face.
I just want to say I think that's the first time I've ever held a kill leader in my entire Apex career. Just saying.
I was thinking about our big-brained conversation. And I
It
stood in the
happens.
fatal funnel. I'm sorry, guys.
It happens. It's okay.
Ass kicked.
I wasn't not fighting. I just made a bad tactical decision.
You were distracted. It's okay.
A bit. I'll bet.
If only I played differently and made different decisions and was in different circumstances, all of that would have gone better.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so much as excuses. I was just saying, like, I am walking and chewing gum at the same time. I promise. I just wasn't walking very well. I was
You're
sort of
chewing gum well, though.
stutter stepping. What was I gonna say?
on the horizon. Why not?
Oh yeah. So yeah, so let's wrap the conversation back to like the state itself and its adversarial relationship with the press, and like,
All right.
so hypothetical, could a state exist that doesn't have an adversarial relationship with the press? Is this a uniquely authoritarian problem that we're running into, where they constantly bump up against the watchdog that is the press corps, or is this inherent to all states? Like the press's job is just to constantly like be at odds with. That's their place.
I think the press will always be at odds as long as there's an oppressed group, and unfortunately, we don't have a way currently in our current socioeconomic standing to not have an oppressed group. And it's like realistically, like whatever revolution occurs, whether it's through the electoral ballot or like the global South rises and shit goes pear-shaped, right? Whatever way it happens. It's the transition to an unoppressed group is going to take a very long time. We're talking about gay space communism, right? Like, so
I mean, I do think
recognizing
there's something there. There's not any circumstance in which a hierarchical group like a hierarchical in-group and out-group can exist with like a safe press. And if that's the case, then a safe press can't exist under capitalism. It's just not possible.
I think there are things that could be enshrined in society, in the social contract, and reinforced constantly. Like,
Dude, we have freedom of speech in the Constitution.
But the Constitution, it has never been the actual social contract by which America has operated. It's a loose approximation, but it's only applied to one group of people and only limited by the education of the lower class of the lowest class and the most populous group. So, like, yeah, we have the Constitution as a social contract, quote unquote, but it's a wink and a nod towards it for a single group, and that's really all it's ever been. That's why we have amendments and not new constitutions every single time.
So you're telling me they're
You're not
guidelines?
wrong. It's the Pirates Code, more of a guideline than anything real.
This, but unironically.
Sorry, I'm getting
Krabby,
really angry tonight. Sorry.
Do you think that a government could like what do you think about whether or not a state could exist with a press corps and not be adversarial to it? Like, in your mind, what is it? Is that even possible, or is the press just always going to have to fight the
Always
state?
gonna be at odds. Here's why: they need disinformation and distractions to keep us, quote unquote, busy, to look at completely different things other than the important shit going on. The more disinformation and distractions, the more of that we have, that's just so powerful, and it's dangerous. That's just...
It's too good of a tool for them to give up.
Why? Why would
using
you give
the
that
press and fighting the press?
It's
Do you
too
think that?
easy.
What do you think it would take to protect a free press? And like, okay, so it's the future. We have luxury gay space communism. What does the free press look like in its relationship with the government? Is it still a watchdog? Is the press still like cautiously like reporting like on what the government's doing, always like watchful, or like how does that look, you think?
We're still going to be very cautious, because I think we're still going to be fighting forever. I unfortunately don't think we'll ever stop fighting.
It's gonna be it's a forever struggle.
I agree with that.
I agree. I mean, I agree.
I
with you.
agree.
This isn't a debate. This is a
No,
discussion.
I know this isn't
you know?
a debate, but I mean, I want you guys to look back at our history
Of like the human race.
yeah, sure, the human race, or our country, or however far back you guys want to look at it. But we always have been fighting.
There's always going to be somebody trying to oppress somebody.
Well,
And-
like,
And we could talk about that kind of stuff off stream.
I'm
ready, guys. Whenever you guys are ready to go, I'm ready.
You mean like start an autonomous pirate collective? Like
Sure, something like
pool
that.
our resources?
Yeah,
So fucking done.
I
He's got
I
the commune,
agree
he's got
with
the
you,
land.
Krabby.
Yo, do y'all see this
Got
fucking
one.
thing up here? What is this bird?
Yeah, I have no idea what
idea.
this big bird thing is, but I want to look
I
at
want
it.
to. I want to go in there.
That thing's cool.
Yeah, you really should jump in some rounds of this game. Fun.
Okay, well, I'll have to download it tonight. Looks
I'm going
very
up there. I
like
just
a
want to check it
temple.
out.
That'd be a really cool temple if it's a temple.
We're absolutely going up this thing.
Let me know if there's an altar.
Bloodhound's Trials.
Whoa,
Oh, it's
that's wild.
there is an altar,
There is an altar? I was right. Ooh, there is.
and it's got
Cool.
fucking ravens everywhere. I
Three
love
ravens,
it.
babe. 3 ravens.
First trial. Oh, you have to like complete. Oh, there's trials. Sin, do you want to complete a bloodhound trial right now on stream?
Yes.
Let's do
What
this.
puppy?
I'm right
You
here.
are bloodhound.
Well,
Wait,
Let's
what
do
you
it.
guys doing?
I don't know what it does.
You guys are turning it on?
we have 2
we
minutes.
did.
We don't know what we're doing.
Figure it out.
Survive.
It's oh yeah. Oh, this
It's
is
waves.
PVE. We could survive PVE waves.
Pretend they're bugs.
Pretend they're bugs. Rockin'
What?
stone.
What did Bloodhound just say over the intercom?
No idea.
I don't know. Where's the second trial? Here we go. We gotta do this quick, apparently.
Hold fast, flying fighter.
There's a prowler or something.
Oh,
Reloading.
Is that it?
yep.
The prize is yours and
Ooh,
yours
gold
alone.
helmet.
Oh, get that gold helmet.
Alright, last trial coming up. Let's do this
Sin,
quick.
get
We
that
don't
blue
have a lot
helmet
of
if you don't
time.
have one.
Victory is within reach.
Where? I have a blue helmet.
Right
I need better armor. Is what I'm looking for.
You have fought well, blessed Kmati. Claim the
Huh.
spoils.
Ooh,
Oh,
there's some
fuck
armor
yeah.
for you.
I'll take the gold helmet then.
Oh, hold on. Who wants the
was
gold
kinda cool.
knockdown shield?
Just take it. Unless
Okay.
you already have one. Cheers.
I'm trying to be equitable, guys.
Alright, let's go up. Let's get out of here. That's cool.
Oh yeah, let's go check out the bird. Oh, this is sick. I love this
I
thing.
hit this right here. This should take us right in. Kind of.
You guys figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it anything special?
Oh, every time we beat one of the trials, the altar opened up and gave us more loot.
Oh, so
We
it's
had-
just loot?
Yeah,
Not
a
like
little
a
Easter egg,
Okay.
little Easter egg loot, and there's like some special like voice stuff. Yeah,
Ah.
just a little.
I mean, it's
It's-
a bright, colorful game. Never mind.
Oh, you're looking for like some blood magic?
No, not at all. What you talking about?
Get your pagan ways
Hey.
in. I approve.
Hey, summer solstice is coming.
I know. What am I?
What are we doing, Captain?
Picking up weapons.
I want to take that
How many
Spitfire.
weapons
Hold
do
on,
you
there's
guys, like,
there's
have?
fighting to our west. We might can put our faces in it. Upset some people.
I
See
am
what
running double light weapons, by the way, just to give you a heads up.
Down there. It went up.
Reloading.
Ooh, take a shot.
Oh, using the wrong gun.
Oh, yeah,
My
we're here.
scout.
Okay. Only way we get better is by fighting.
Shielding.
Oh, I'm down.
Nice, you gotta quit getting snipes.
I got a dome shield down on me.
Down one. I'm down.
Moving over to you. I just got EMP'd.
They're pushing. See him. Ooh, good airstrike. I like that. Don't get shot. Don't get shot while they're airstriking. Here, can you come pull me up? Make sure you're healing.
Oh, I got one. I killed one. Oh, I'm back down.
Oh,
Oh, good.
I thought that airstrike did more for us than it did.
No.
Shoot this.
You gentlemen keep getting picked off.
I'm sick of getting sniped in the face, I tell you for what. All right, what's my last question? Oh yeah, so how far removed do you guys? So, in light of the kind of dictator shit that goes on in like Russia, and you're like with Putin in Russia, Lukashenko in Belarus, and like what Mohammed bin Salman did in Saudi Arabia, like we recognize in the world that these like authoritarian governments like will murder journalists, right? Like it's just known, right? We know that Saudi Arabia murdered Jamal Khashoggi. We know that Putin murders journalists and defectors all over the world. Nobody stops him. Lukashenko is probably going to put this guy to death in Belarus. How close do you think our government is to that? Do you think we're headed towards or away from the political execution of journalists in the United States? You think we're leaning away from that? You think we're goose stepping towards that? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think like as you frame the question this time, like, or as you spoke just now, I think the answer depends on who wins in 2024. Like I think like the ballot box determines that, because if like a Tom Cotton gets in, we are like
Dude, if Tom
speed
Cotton,
it,
you
like
shut your mouth. Don't you speak that out loud to the
dude,
universe.
I am saying, well, like I'm just saying that like if something like that happens,
He's
or
speaking the evil tongue.
yeah,
Should
like
have never let them
He's
kill
gonna
that damn gorilla.
He's gonna summon the Lovecraftian existence of a Tom Cotton president.
right, like I'm just saying that if Matt Gaetz or somebody like wins wins, I think we are power goose stepping towards that. I think if
Hot take.
somehow
Matt
the
Gaetz
dumb.
becomes president of the United States, I am leaving the country.
Oh fuck yeah! There's no hope. There's zero
I'm
hope.
gone.
How are we getting into games with people with 20,000 kills? Why is
You,
that
poor
happening?
puppy.
I'm level
Yeah,
40. That dude's level infinity. Like, I'm not that good. Golly.
I don't
The
know.
champion of this game has 20,000 kills. That's absurd. I'll break
But-
off. Find some place to get loot. Teams all around us. Be prepared to fight.
Oh well, I got a fucking bow and arrow.
Somebody looted over here.
In contact with the enemy.
I don't think you're going to see executions here because they use the extremists.
Oh, you think
Go
we're gonna see state-backed Proud Boy killings
Yeah,
before we
that-
see state-sanctioned executions?
100%. Yes, I agree with that.
I'm looking at a list of journalists that have been killed in the United States, and I can't even tell you how many have been killed by mad mobs that are pro-slavery or
So like that's the American tradition, is to do it through mob violence. Ooh, I just figured out why people use bows. I just hit a guy at some serious range for 96 of his shield in one shot.
Nice.
If he wasn't wearing a shield, he'd be knocked.
I just got pushed. I broke his shield. His shit's broken. In front of me on the left side.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Two coming over the bridge.
Can we play some arena?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, not having a whole lot of luck in our tournament.
I just want to say that as long as we don't finish last.
No.
So, but oh man, I want to explore that topic some more
Okay. So
because that leads us into a whole nother thing. Is like U.S. like state backing of right-wing militias, especially with the right-wing militias getting more and more like violent. I hadn't even considered that as a potential tactic that would come into play, but that is that not the asymmetric warfare version of what's I want to call it Fulcrum's boomerang, but that's not it.
Foucault's.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Is that not just the asymmetric warfare version of this, right? Like the idea of like is the CIA like in some fucked up dark dystopian like future, like do we need to be on the lookout for the CIA like funneling money not just to drug cartels but now to like right wing like 3%ers? Like the I don't know, man. That's a scary thought though, Krabby. What are you reading about that's got that face on? Can you share? You're scaring me.
Sorry.
She's got this look of abject horror.
She just found the fact that it already is.
A 24-year-old journalist had died on April 25th of this year. I don't want to say her name wrong, but I'm going to pronounce this wrong probably. Aviva Okenson Haberman. She was a bullet entered her apartment window. Just out of nowhere. And I am going down the rabbit hole of her fucking death right now. So, sorry if this is the face I am giving you right now.
Oh, like was she... So it's looking like she was targeted?
Yeah.
Oof. Definitely post that later.
I wonder what she was covering.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to find out right now. Like, what was she doing in the
like
weeks
what could have
beforehand, or at least months?
Yeah, what stories was she covering that could have led to this? Oof. Right side roof.
I got a G7.
So do I.
I tagged.
I'm hopping around. I tagged 2 of them for a little bit of damage.
I hit him for 26.
Me too. Both of them.
I'm reloading and pushing up. There's moving to the right.
Watch high right, high right.
He's still moving to the right further. He's behind. He's low. There's a wall there, Mash. Broke his armor. Armor's down.
Angle behind you guys.
War Puppy, finish him off. Got him.
Missed every shot.
Eliminate it. I got cover and shield.
Giving my shield a recharge.
I hit shield. There we go.
I think it'll feel great just playing against 2.
Yeah.
Sucks for them.
No,
I know,
that's
like,
true.
I'm not hyped. It's mostly just kind of target practice at this point.
Maybe I should learn how to use this bow. Oh, that's what I'll use this for.
Alright, did we all go bows this round?
Oh no.
Might have. How much do you have to lead with the bow?
It's a
Almost
pretty
not
fast
all.
projectile.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
probably good.
it's-
I've probably been leading too much with it. That's why I can't hit anything.
Yeah, I think they just made it mostly point and click, man. Unless you're really reaching out to touch somebody. There. I just saw movement over here in this corner.
Let's go here.
Broken armor.
I just put up one of those silly little shields.
I tagged her with an arrow.
Consider between the two y'all practicing your pushes right now on a two-person
Yep.
team.
Taking damage over here.
Is that
Wow,
high?
can't hit
I didn't see
fucking
him.
shit with this arrow. Yeah,
He's high.
Heads up.
On top of the roof mash.
Making contact. Contact with target.
wow, I can't hit anybody with this. I feel like I'm hitting him square in the face.
He's coming through the door right now. Did you really just get him with the Mozambique? You did him that dirty. You did him dirty.
I mean, I had the bow. I can't hit shit with the bow, apparently.
Especially not at close range.
That was absurd. I missed just about every shot there.
Brothers, let's take this win.
I kind of get better at sniping in this game.
I'm gonna work the bow again. I was hitting with it.
Yeah, I need to figure this bow out. But yeah, y'all two practice your pushes against these guys.
Oh, if you hit B with the bow, it changes what kind of arrow you shoot also. So you have a close range
What?
option. Yeah, like it's an upgrade. It's like an alternate firing method.
Interesting. It's wild.
Let's see. It's like a shotgun
wow.
blast.
Yeah. Oh my god, let me up. Let me up. Let me up. Thanks.
I got him over here.
Close.
On the right.
Opening the
Target spotted.
got her.
One down.
Moving to the left.
Contact with target.
So consider what's happening right now is she's going to push on her down teammate. If y'all have advantage on this team right now, you should be pushing very hard.
I'm moving up.
Down to him. Gamers for Peace are the
These are the
champions.
champions.
That
I saw
felt
that.
good. I mean, I know this match is not the match. Seeing that in writing. Nice.
So it seems
So,
like
yeah.
the topics that she had covered were corruption in one of the area counties and vaccine distribution, and Missouri Senator Josh Hawley's push to challenge the outcome of the presidential election.
So
Who knows what could have done it, man? I mean, like, even county level corruption is enough to get got in some counties, dude. Like, there are some rich counties in California that I've had experience with. that-
Missouri. Think Missouri. When you guys think Missouri, what do you guys think?
I was stationed in Missouri for a little bit.
I'm so
Uh,
sorry.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I think about
Ferguson.
I think about my family members who lived in a small town in Missouri, who had a neighbor cut up their grandma with a chainsaw. That's what I think about when I think about Missouri, because that's what methamphetamine does to a small community. He was on them drugs.
they be a hell of a thing.
As they say.
Challenges.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Let's take this win.
Oh man. So, any other thoughts on whether or not so where we left off was like the U.S. government getting better or worse with relation to the press. And I'd say our relation, the government's relationship with the press took a very antagonistic stance in the last 4 years, and I was honestly optimistic. So I'll say I was optimistic when Biden first got elected, and I started paying attention to the press briefings. I mean, I didn't just start paying attention to them, but when I was watching the early Biden administration press briefings, I remember thinking like, oh, hey, like they're, like doing a good job, right? Like they're like, this seems like it's being handled really well. And I mean, like, I know that that's the state-sanctioned press, right? So
I
don't
think-
know, man, I'm just trying to say things that might lead to some more conversation topics. Anybody got any opinions?
Yeah. So
The U.S. government's relationship to the press corps.
Yeah, I think Trump, like you were just saying, completely took the mask off and blatantly lied on every fucking day about everything. And there was no press accountability except for finger wagging during the entire process. And then when Biden came in, it's no different. Instead of just blatant fuck you lies and
They
we're
have a
not going to
Valkyrie.
answer and shit, I tagged him 34. One's low. Instead of just blatant fuck you lies, it's now like cheeky nonchalant disregard for the media, and gets hidden behind a veil of girl boss energy. Like it's just blatantly disrespect the media in a cheeky way and on the identity line. And because you're moderately better than...
They're bloodhounds here.
I'm
Just drop
pushing.
down below.
We're getting pushed with Valkyrie right now. I'm
know.
reviving. I got pushed. You're up. I'm up.
I downed that guy with a pistol.
I got snooked behind.
All right, ladies and gents, we've been talking for 2.5 hours. It's time to game. Let's do this.
I didn't realize that we'd been talking for that long. I guess things got stretched out because we had to address Biden's budget bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got this. Do it.
All right, let's win this match and call it.
Sounds good to me.
Let's explore this fight.
They're probably gonna push aggressively because they saw how poorly we handled our defensive posture, and they've got that Valkyrie that clearly likes the press the offensive.
There.
Enemy spotted.
At least one. I'm not sure if the whole team went though.
Tagged him 34. Thank you, Aim Labs.
I definitely see at least two over there.
Yep, good thought. Good thought.
Where?
Oh, Phoenix kit. Lots of shield cells.
That shit up.
Where's that?
Right here. Whoop, taking shots from the left.
I got shield down, bubble down. Valkyrie's down. Hi. I'm down right behind you, War Puppy. Coming down. One's dropping in now, right now.
Gotta reload.
I'm up. Taking cover. Behind us.
Yeah.
Behind us. I'm down.
I took 72 health. Good shit.
Ooh.
Good shit.
Play those corners, babies.
Whew.
Good job.
Good calls.
Good job.
Let's go this way.
I bought my ult.
Shit. I bought a thing where I keep forgetting to. I can only do it from like the third round on, but I can buy this thing that increases your shield and health when I pick you guys up.
Oh, nice.
I have materials for us.
All right, so keep an eye out. That Valkyrie pushed super aggressive again.
I'm behind you, Mash.
Want to play that game, did I? Fuck you.
Rounds from up here.
Right side, right side.
Taking fire, brothers.
Oh,
This isn't worth it. We're gonna get it traded down.
I got a shield.
He's up here.
Give me my shield to recharge.
Tagged him for 18.
Shielding. I'm still shielding. All right.
Suppressing. Door, 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 door. She's down like a lot.
Got her.
Behind, just behind. Dropped in. Got him.
Down one.
Nice.
Cover each other.
Third one's right here. Trying to pick up the
Shield
Valkyrie.
broke.
I executed the one.
Good work.
Good work, guys.
Good work.
The win's almost ours. Hey, we got this.
I maxed out a G7 scalp.
I'm actually doing a lot of good work with the Spitfire.
Nice.
In some games, LMGs are my thing, and this seems to be one of the ones that it's shifting that way.
I missed the ceiling climb.
They're pushing.
People always
They're on this side.
here.
They're on this side. Valkyrie's
Shield
right
out.
here on this right side.
Throwing some cover for my brothers.
Whoops. I knocked that guy. And I am hurt.
I'm taking shots.
Play corners. Play corners. Play corners.
Straight down.
All right. Economy of
All right.
movement. What are you doing right now to make your position better?
I'm
I have
down.
to,
Should be
I gotta
healing.
I gotta retreat to heal.
Valkyrie's pushing me on the right, on the left.
I know. I know. Fall back. Fall back. Play corner. Play corner. Buy time.
I'm out.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Inside, inside, inside.
Fuck. Careful.
Fuck, I'm down.
That's it. That's the game.
Fuck. Right side, right side.
I'm hit. Could use some help.
Fuck it. Oh, she's so
Shielding.
good at,
She's pushing.
Throwing some cover for my brothers.
I got cover down.
I've got a guy here on this box that's slowly pushing on the right side. He's got our flank.
Broken armor on the Pathfinder.
we don't have opportunity to push. Good call out, but
I got a shield. I'm
I'm
shielding.
down.
Charging shields.
Mash, keep coming back. Keep coming back.
I think I knocked that guy's shield, but
how did the
we're
fuck?
busy. We got one on the roof right here.
These guys play corners really well.
Oh man, they rallied hard.
It's a win by 2. So.
They're about to win.
Does defensive bombardment fuck us up also?
I think it'll fuck you up. I don't think it'll fuck me or Nash up.
Okay.
A couple of arc stars out there just to get him squirrely a little.
Broken armor on Pathfinder. Alright, downed him.
I'm pushing.
Oh no, you got him.
Pushing
You got him.
left.
I'm with you, Mesh.
I got your right side.
I hear a revive.
Valkyrie
Down one.
Defensive bombardment out.
I broke shields on Valkyrie.
She's on top of me.
Work.
Ah. Okay. All right. All right. This is it, motherfuckers.
Nothing is assured.
This way. Let's go.
Oh shit, I forgot to buy bombardment.
That bombardment came in handy. That was good.
Yeah, I fucked up and didn't buy it this time round. I have 3 shields, so.
Round 7.
I think they got to be across.
I think they're across.
I think it's an opportunity to grab some stuff ourselves.
Tagged him 30, 50 on Pathfinder
Got a
again.
sniper right here.
Shielding.
Careful.
Give me my shield
Yep.
to recharge. Care package. Coming
Put
in.
some hurt on him.
Taking fire, fellas. Shield up.
I'm collapsing back into the building with you guys.
Broken armor on the one on the roof.
Reloading.
All good.
Reloading.
We're winning war of attrition right now, but there isn't going to be like any push across that entire.
They're pushing across the middle right now.
I think they're just getting health.
Yeah, you're
Careful, Sin.
right. I broke his armor again, though.
We're good.
I'm shielding.
Give me my shield to recharge.
Roof.
Hey,
I broke shields on the one on the roof.
Recharging my shields.
Was that the one?
I mean,
Was that
eventually
Valkyrie
they're
on the
gonna run
roof?
No. I don't believe so. No, it was. It was Valkyrie on the roof. We got one running left. One just ran left into this building here.
I got eyes. Second one moved
going
over
in that
there.
building.
On the
One's
roof.
They're pushing left around us. I think they're gonna try and flank us on War Puppy's side.
I just took shots.
fall back heal.
I took
Fall
effective
back
fire.
heal.
I'm getting shot from the right.
Recharging shield.
They're trying to pinch us. The droid went this way. He's over there. I need to.
Here. I got a bubble
About to
down.
get pushed. Fuck.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm getting pushed right now. I did 56 damage to him.
Got him.
Droid's
Back
down.
up. Back up. Back up.
Another one. Valkyrie's right here. Valkyrie's right here.
I got Valkyrie distracted. Do something to. Put yourself in
I got
the
mash. I got mash getting up. I finished off
Oh, good. Good.
their bloodhound.
Droid's dead.
Nice. Good
Improve your
finishes.
position. Improve your position.
I got a armor. I got a shield up. I'm taking rounds. I'm down.
Got him.
Oh, we're good.
Nice. I didn't take
good
rounds.
kill.
Did it.
I stepped outside the circle as I was healing.
What?
I was like, wait, who's shooting it? Oh no, we got one more. You have to win by 2.
Jesus Christ.
So we're like in overtime right now. But if we win this one, we're bueno.
Oh, I can't buy a defensive bombardment this round.
Why?
Interesting.
I don't know. Oh, I think
you
it
know what? I
reset
guess-
us on all the... It reset my reserves also. This time.
Because it's like ultra mega fuck you tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think so. I got high ground.
I don't have any visibility right now.
I don't see shit.
Oh, I got him out there. Rooftop. I'm taking effective fire. Shit, I gotta jump off this roof.
You're taking effective fire. You're not playing your corners well.
I'm stuck behind a wall, and no, I'm not playing corners very well.
Gotta heal. Taking a knee. Care package. I'll help these things. Taking fire, brothers.
Shielding.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
I have no shields.
Gotta heal. Taking a knee.
I just took pretty effective sniper fire from that rooftop.
They'll never shoot through these.
Taking a moment to
Take
Leave
it
yourselves in a
again.
good position with that dome shield. We're gonna have to think about how we push this, because the circle really fucked us. My instinct is to try to push around. I don't know how well that's gonna work.
Taking a knee.
I'm rehealing real quick. I have no shields, just as a reminder.
I'm right over the top, down the middle, drawing their fire and attention. Bots moving right. This
Right
way.
side, right side, right side.
I downed Valkyrie shields, did some hurt.
Oh, behind, Mash, spin.
Oof. Oh, that's shield closing. Fuck.
The Valkyrie's not up. Alright, we're good. Thought the Valkyrie went up somehow.
I need the shield.
Oh, it was,
90 health.
I thought I played that cover. Drop it and keep cover. Fuck, this is gonna suck. Yep, went down. Shield watch circle. Shield watch circle. Yep.
Got
Oh,
him.
you got him! Yes, baby!
Oh! I didn't even... What?
Hey, the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
That one felt good to win. That team
Yeah, it
was
did.
fighting. That team was scrapping.
Good team.
That
Yeah,
was
a
a
good
fight. That was a fight. That's
Alright,
how
Ben,
you end a fucking stream.
It's about been 3 hours. What do you say we end the stream?
Yeah, you know, that's it.
I think that's
that
it.
was our final match. It was in it to win it. We did good. All right. Especially after the
Okay.
first 2 hours of us just getting wreck sauced. All right. This was FPS Friday. Right. Awesome good times where we talk about stuff and shoot things. Sunday is our next show for Gamers for Peace. We've got community game night. Probably gonna be playing some more Among Us, I imagine. That's what's on the docket, Sin?
Yes, for community game night, I believe we are playing more Among Us. That seems to be the hit so far.
All right, cool. We're gonna be playing some more Among Us on Sunday, so be sure to jump in the Discord so you can see when that's gonna be going. 8 p.m. Sunday. You'll get a reminder if you join the Discord, and you can jump in and play with play along with the stream. There's all kinds of open slots on Among Us. Dude, that game's got like a 9-person lobby. Monday, we've got the Valheim Viking stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be playing some Valheim for a little bit, and then I think we might be doing something else. Might be a special episode this Monday, especially for Memorial Day. We're going to be doing some stuff. So come hang out with us during the Memorial Day stream on Monday, Valheim Vikings at 8 o'clock Eastern. Tuesday, we have the Rocket League team. Presently, the Rocket League team's been streaming their practices on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then talking about the current run of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's a Marvel show, and they're pulling all kinds of good anti-military messaging out of it. Not that there is anti-military messaging, but they're talking about Disney and Marvel and how they team up with the DoD and all that horrible stuff as we follow along with the current Marvel frontrunner show. Next Wednesday, going to be the D&D stream. They're going to be doing the Broken Thrones campaign, continuing that. That's going to also be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come in and check out our tabletop guys do that. On Thursday, we got the Dilemma Circle meeting. That's our big-brained admin meeting that we live stream every Thursday. Come voice your opinions, jump in the chat. Everybody's welcome to participate. Only the smaller group of people are actually going to be on stream, but that doesn't make your comments in the chat any less valuable. We definitely take everything into consideration. We talk about everything on stream, and chat comments are just as important as statements made on the stream. So please come out and voice your opinions about the direction of Gamers for Peace. Next Friday, we're going to be right back here with us again for FPS Friday, right after the military ad slam that takes place at 7 o'clock. You got your FPS Friday is going to come in on at 8:30 now. We're switching up to 8:30 Eastern Time for the foreseeable future for FPS Fridays to make some room for some technical stuff. So come hang out 7 o'clock next Friday for the military ad slam, and stick around to hang out with us kooky kids while we talk shit on Biden's budget proposals and waste people in shooters.
Youngers.
And ending thoughts? War Puppy?
Nope, I'm good.
Sincerely?
Drink water, meditate, and medicate.
Drink water, meditate, and medicate. Krabby?
This information has real consequences, guys.
Don't tell me
And-
that.
All
What?
right,
Like,
this has
didn't we
been,
just spend like 3 hours discussing like how that's not? Oh God, no.
Okay, so hey guys, this is Gamers for Peace, an initiative of Veterans for Peace. We're an awesome organization working to combat military recruiting in video game spaces, support peace-loving, good quality leftist big brain takes on things, and just, make the world a better place, man. Join our Discord if you're not already in there. Definitely be a follower of our Twitch channel if you aren't. We got all kinds of good programming going on. But please, we do most of our organizing down in the Discord channel. If you want to be a part of this, if you want to make the world a better place through video games, please jump in the Discord channel with us. I'm Mash, and this is Gamers for Peace. We're going to be signing off. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming out.